Welcome to Season 7 of Wellness as a Way of Life for Women Building the Future. I'm Megan Swan, wellness coach, consultant, and strategist, here to champion visionary women who are shaping tomorrow. This season, we dive into holistic wellness practices, mindset shifts, and real life stories from women who are leading change in tech, entrepreneurship, and beyond. My mission is to help you integrate wellness into every facet of your journey, so much so that it feels like a way of life. So you can show up as your most vibrant and impactful self. You can be a part of the movement by subscribing to my Substack for exclusive wellness tools, inspiring interviews, and a thriving community of future builders. There is a free and soon-to-be paid option launching this fall. And if you enjoy this episode, share it with a friend who's building the future too. Hello, and welcome back to Wellness as a Way of Life for Women Building the Future. I'm Megan Swan, and if you're new here, welcome to our community. If you've been with us through the journey, welcome back to what I'm calling our most intentional season yet. I've been thinking a lot about evolution lately. Not the dramatic, earth-shattering kind, but the quiet, intentional kind that happens when you finally stop long enough to listen to what your mind, body, soul, and life is actually asking of you. And that's exactly what happened during our break between seasons. I found myself in a hotel room in the majestic little town of San Cristobal de las Casas in the heart of Chiapas, exhausted from another day packed with meetings, calls, scouting. I mean, it's fun, but this glorification of the full packed schedule, what feels like making things happen. And I had this moment, the kind where you look around and you think, how did I get back here again? Like I just cleared and strategized and time blocked my schedule. And once again, I'm feeling overrun. Here I was, someone who literally hosts a podcast about wellness as a way of life. And I was running on fumes, maybe not energetically, but in terms of really feeling grounded and tied, connected to the mission and the passion I truly have about what I'm doing all these things for. It felt overscheduled and completely disconnected. So this irony wasn't lost on me, trust me. But here's what I realized in that moment, and it's become the foundation for everything we're doing in season 7. The women building the future, that's you, that's me, that's all of us listening. We don't need to move faster. We need to move with more intention. We don't need to do more. We need to do what matters. We do not need to prove our worth through exhaustion and overwhelm and overscheduling. We need to claim our power through alignment. So welcome to season 7, where our new vibe is less is more. I know it's not entirely new, but we're actually going to live it this time and even have it resonate throughout the podcast. Our new philosophy is also in the line of go slow to go fast. This isn't my philosophy by any means. It's just a brilliant one that is increasingly difficult to actually embody in our endlessly hurried modern lives. Try to get your head around it just for a second. What if going a little slower with more intention was actually going to get you where you wanted to go faster? Less energy leaks, less exhaustion, less do-overs, less wheel spinning. Now, before we dive in, let me remind you what this podcast is all about, because it's evolved just like we have. We started as Energetically You, and season 3, I believe it was, we became Wellness as a Way of Life. We are now evolving into Wellness as a Way of Life for Women Building the Future. We are getting more specific, more precise, more intentional. This podcast is for visionary women who want sustainable energy, bottomless, rock star confidence, clarity, not numbness or confusion, as they lead, innovate, and create lasting impact. Whew. Notice I said sustainable energy. And the funny thing is, this is something I have been talking about for 6 seasons already. Not frantic energy, not proving yourself energy, not running on empty, but calling it hustle energy. Sustainable energy that comes from alignment. Confidence that comes from knowing your worth isn't measured by your output. And a real rooted, deep acceptance of all aspects of who you are. And clarity that comes from finally slowing down enough to hear your own wisdom. Because here's what I've learned and what we're going to explore deeply this season. The women who create lasting impact, who build companies that matter, who lead movements that change the world, they are not the ones burning themselves out. Sure, they are consistent. Sure, they work fucking hard, but they do not burn themselves out in the name of ambition because you want to get to that finish line. We have to get to the finish line. They're the ones that have learned to go slow, to be intentional, more so than to be busy. So what does that actually mean? Let's break down a little bit more. Going slow to go fast means taking time to get clear on what actually matters before you start moving. It means saying no to good opportunities so you can say fuck yes to great ones. It means investing in your foundations, your health, your relationships, your inner wisdom, your relationship with yourself, your self-awareness, so that when you do move, you move with power and precision. Less is more means fewer priorities, but deeper impact, fewer commitments, but fuller presence, fewer strategies, but better execution. It means understanding that your attention is your most valuable resource and protecting it like the precious commodity that it is. You know, in my own life, this has looked like cutting my weekly commitments by at least 20%, sometimes up to 40%. You heard that right. And you know what happened? My revenue went up. My sense of self and sense of success and accomplishment also went up. My relationships deepened, both in my personal and in my professional life. My creativity feels buoyant and refreshed. My energy has always, let's face it, been sustainable, but it stopped feeling like borrowed time from tomorrow and really rooted, energized. Whew. This isn't about doing less because you're lazy. This is about doing less because you're strategic. Wellness strategy, folks. I'm here for it. This is about understanding that sustainable success requires sustainable practices. This is about recognizing that you can't pour from an empty cup. And more importantly, you can't pour clearly or cleanly from a cup that's too full. So, what can you expect from season 7 besides another hit list of badass, incredible women that are building the future? Well, we're going deeper, not wider. Instead of covering every wellness trend and productivity hack, we're focusing on the fundamentals that actually create lasting change for ambitious women like yourself. We'll explore how to build unshakable energy systems that support your biggest, baddest goals. We'll talk about the art of strategic rest, not just sleep, but the kind of restoration that fuels innovation. Hello, immersive travel. We'll dive into decision-making frameworks that help you say no without the guilt and yes with confidence. We'll have conversations about sustainable ambition, about leading from a place of fullness rather than emptiness, about creating businesses and careers that energize you instead of draining you. We're about thriving people, not surviving. And yes, we'll talk about the practical stuff, strategic nutrition that supports your demanding life, movement that fits into your busy schedule, and stress management and mitigation that actually work when the stakes are high. But everything we discuss will be filtered through this lens. How do we build lives that are both ambitious and sustainable? How do we create impact without burning out? How do we go slow to go fast, baby? Now, you'll notice we're shifting our release schedule as well this season. New episodes will drop every other week because, and this feels perfectly aligned with our new philosophy, I want to give you time to actually implement, digest, and breathe before we move on to the next topic. Less is more, am I right? It's all about going deeper. You don't need more. It's deeper integration. That's where the power comes in. And occasionally you'll see some of our most powerful episodes from previous seasons republished because some conversations are worth revisiting, some wisdom bears repeating, and some episodes deserve a second life in your journey. Trust me. I'm so excited to share more of my own journey with you as well this season. The successes, yes, for sure, but also the course corrections, the learnings, the messy middle of trying to live these principles in real time while building something meaningful. It hasn't been easy, but it's been worth it, kind of like motherhood, right? Because that's what this community is about. Real women doing real work to create real change and supporting each other in the process. Before we wrap up today, I want to leave you with this. If you're listening to this podcast, you're already a woman building the future. Whether you're running a company, raising children, leading a team, creating art, or simply showing up as your fullest, most authentic self in the world, you're building the future. And the future needs you at your best, not at your most exhausted, overwhelmed, or feeling unseen or overlooked. It needs your clarity, your power, your deepest inner fire, not your overwhelm, your indecisiveness, your, I can't decide. It needs your sustained energy. No burning out here. So, as we begin this season together, I invite you to consider, what would it look like for you to go slow, to go fast in your own life? What could less actually become more? Where could less actually become more? And what would change if you trusted that your worth isn't measured by your overpacked schedule? These are the questions that we'll be exploring over the coming months in season 7. Thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing to invest in yourself and your well-being. Thank you for recognizing that taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It is strategic. I'm so excited for the season, and I'm honored to be on this journey with you. Until next time, remember, it's not just building a career or a business. You're building the future. And the future is worth going slow for and smelling the roses along the way. I'm here for it. Thanks so much for tuning in to Wellness as a Way of Life for Women Building the Future. I'm Megan Swan, and I'm honored to support your journey to well-being and leadership. For more insights, resources, and connections, subscribe to my Substack through the link in this episode. It is your go-to hub for wellness strategies, and there's free and premium content Let's keep building a brighter, healthier future together. Until next time, take care and lead well.